What's good? What's happening, guys? It's Sam, MrBlitztek, and depending on what kind of side of the fence you're sitting on, it's either very sad news or it's very good news. But to me, this is kind of sad because I like competition. XDefiant is getting shut down. The game has just not been doing very well. It's lost most of its player base, and yeah, it's just come out on the news from the executive producer Mark Rubin. He comes out with a very long tweet just explaining that, yeah, XDefiant is getting shut down. It's just been a madness. This game came out in May of this year, 2024, and they're saying almost going to be a year later, so June of 2025, the server's going to get shut down and the game is going to be taken off live support. It's just going to get boom off. So yeah, it's just been a mixed bag in the comments. People were liking the game, reasons why people jumped off the game, reasons why people don't even like the game anymore. And it is kind of sad. So yeah, you can go to his tweet if you want and go read it, but it is very long, so I'm not going to read all of it. There is his tweet, there's one on the XDefiant account as well, explaining why they're shutting it down. But one that kind of caught my eye, which I found kind of interesting, was the whole free-to-play model. So I didn't play XDefiant even though it was free to play. They were coming out trying to say they're going to kill Call of Duty. That wasn't the case. Call of Duty killed them and they were going against that giant. Fine, cool, do that. But I would say you'd have to come correct, and it seemed like they just wasn't coming correct at all. They weren't doing good updates. The whole gameplay was a bit shoddy. They were nerfing things too much, rated, all that kind of stuff. So I guess people just weren't happy. Call of Duty drops another game, then boom, lo and behold, these guys are now dead in the war. But yeah, I want to see what he's talking about with the free-to-play model, because this I find very, very interesting. I'm going to get to that as well afterwards. So yeah, he says free-to-play in particular is a long journey. Many free-to-play games take a long time to find their footing and become profitable. It's a long journey that Ubisoft and the teams working on the game were prepared to make until very recently. But unfortunately, the journey became too much to sensibly continue. So yeah, I don't know how much budget they had into continuing this journey for free-to-play model. And yes, I could kind of understand that, yes, a free-to-play game, you're going to be in the red straight away and then you're going to have to recoup your money some way, somehow. Very understandable. However, that depends on the model that you've then implemented in your game, because it feels like nothing's rewarding enough. If it feels like if you're coming back and you're not even feeling like you're getting anywhere, the grind is too much, players are gonna leave. Players are definitely gonna leave. They're gonna leave for a game that they'll pay £70 for or full price for and spend on top of that because it feels like they're gonna get rewarded. But let's not even go for the full price model, because let's keep with this free to play model. And a game I'd like to compare it to is definitely the Finals. I feel like the Finals, that game came out in December 2023 and they ain't say nothing about getting shut down. You know why? One, yes, the gameplay, the models inside the game, everything inside the game feels good. Gameplay feels good. They reward you with, when there's a new season, new guns, new maps, there's always like new refreshing stuff to come back to. Even if you aren't going to, do most of the game modes, like there's a plethora of game modes. There's like always feel like there's something refreshing about the Finals, and that's what I like about it. And even the free-to-play model of it, guys, that's right, you can go pick this game up. It is free. It's a first-person shooter. I don't really compare it to Call of Duty, but I would give it a mix between Battlefield and Call of Duty because of destructible environments and just the gameplay aspect of it. Like, you gotta be accurate. There's not much bunny hopping and all that kind of stuff. There is like almost hero elements as well, because you got light, medium, and heavy kind of characteristics. So there is enough in the game that it feels very different from other first-person shooters. But at the same time, when it comes to the monetization of the game, it doesn't feel egregious. It doesn't feel like it is wanting you to spend loads and loads. So when you do, especially in the season pass, you spend money in the season pass, as long as you're playing the game you're gonna get through the season pass real easy. Even earning XP and the new events, there's always something going on in the game that feels refreshing and good and bringing you back. And I'm not sure if XDefiant even had that to begin with, you know, that dopamine hit every two seconds. I don't know if it was doing it for people, you know, but the finals definitely had that. So that's what I rate the finals for, and I hope that they keep on going as well, because Mbox Studios, they're doing the most. There's a little storyline going in there, characters are good, you got even your own character creation to a certain extent. Like, there's loads of pieces you can fit into your own character. And obviously there is a ranked mode, tournament modes, so there's something for everybody, for the casuals and the pros, you know. But recently, what's this dropped also on the free-to-play model is Marvel Rivals. So this is obviously quite fresh, and it's going to be hard to say what their monetization is going to be like, because right now I would say that's kind of is a grind, especially with the season pass and whatever. There isn't a lot of stuff to right now earn, but there is a lot of skins already. There is a season pass that's quite cheap, but there isn't a lot in there. But at the end of the day, it's Marvel, isn't it? Marvel's gonna survive. They're gonna put a ton of money into it anyway, and like I said, they're gonna make sure they're getting their money back with skins that everyone knows, very familiar IP, all that kind of stuff. So Marvel Rivals, we'll have to see, but like I said, I feel like that will stand the test of time. It's gonna be Overwatch. I feel like it's been Overwatch already as well. It's been very well received by everybody. The characters look good, the gameplay is good. Everything's good about Marvel Rivals. And I want to bring those two up because one is just the finals is a new IP, no one hears about it, and that's still going. And Marvel Rivals is a very well-known, renowned IP, and I feel like it's going to stand the test of time on that merit alone. Even if the game was kind of new, and I say that I mean by if they made a whole new IP for Marvel Rivals and called it, I don't know, The Rivals or something, and it had the same kind of character art and the hero art, I feel like the game will still do very well, but it wouldn't blow up the way Marvel Rivals has because of familiar characters and stuff. However, that goes back to XDefiant, where it feels like a lot of things have just gone wrong and they just didn't just hit the mark. Unfortunately, they come out as a COD killer. They didn't put in skill-based matchmaking in it. They took out and nerfed all the bunny hopping and whatever. The shooting didn't seem, for me when I'm watching, the shooting seemed like once you're like beaming someone, it's just laser focus. It doesn't feel like there's much skill. Or does it feel like there's much skill behind it? Obviously there's always skill behind it, but when you're watching Call of Duty and Counter-Strike and all these other games, I'm watching XDefiant and I'm like, this just even looks boring to watch, let alone play. You know what I mean? And that's kind of unfortunate. I don't feel like there was much deviance there compared to other first-person shooters that I feel like Call of Duty still brings to the finals and even Marvel Rivals. So one, it is a shame, yes, but we need to obviously continue challenging Call of Duty, our Battlefields, or the finals, or Marvel Rivals, because we need competition. I always like competition, you know what I mean? I don't want Call of Duty to be on top all the time because they're just gonna run amok. They're gonna do the most, and going nowhere else is, for me, is always a bad sign. So yeah, it is a shame, but this only hopefully prompts other studios and people who are creating new things to look out and see, yes, what the community is asking for, but don't let that be your be all and end all, you know? So guys, let me know in the comments down below, what do you feel about XDefiant? Did you play it? Are you sad? And I'll see you guys on the next level. Peace out, rainbow trout.